and the Ad Council.
The government is out of control. I'm Don Browning, candidate for County Commission, District 3. As a successful Republican businessman and U.S. Navy veteran, I want to bring back the principles which built this great country. We need to put common sense back into the County Commission. Visit VoteDonBrowning.com to see what I stand for. With your help, your vote, we can work together to put control back in the hands of the citizens.
Paid for by the Don Browning, candidate for County Commissioner, District 3 Campaign Fund.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
Hi, this is Vanessa Lane Jennings with the Jennings Law Firm, located here in beautiful Ocala. Join me every single Friday at 10:30 for Legal Lane. We'll be discussing various legal topics such as family law, criminal law, contracts, and much more. So this is your chance to call in with your legal questions and have them answered. That's every Friday, 10:30, right here, WOCA The Source.
WWWWOCA WWWWOCA.
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Thank you, Pastor Snyder. It is 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in to WOCA. Let's see what we got here. Real quickly, 74 degrees, temperatures climbing to 90, a 20% chance of rain. And let me give you the details on that storm we've been keeping an eye on. There's really not a whole lot to tell you about. First of all, Fiona, the one we were calling Fiona, forget about her. It's gone. It's nothing to worry about. The other one called Gadsden is so far out there, and all the models say there's nothing to worry about with that one. So the one to worry about is the one they're calling Invest 99L. We've been talking about this for a while, and the meteorologist is still not sure whether this might develop into a tropical wave or a tropical system of some sort, but they're still saying basically the same thing, that it's expected to bring rain and wind to Central Florida through and maybe past the weekend. I guess it depends on which model you're looking at. But then entering into the Gulf of Mexico. So as far as you and I are concerned here in Central Florida, it looks like, it doesn't look like anything else other than a normal rainy day, probably, whenever it passes over. They're only saying 1 inch of rain for our area. However, it is expected to go into the Gulf of Mexico and not make a U-turn, which means if it gets stronger in the Gulf of Mexico, again, it won't really affect us if it does not make a U-turn. There is one model that shows it passing through the state and entering into the Gulf of Mexico around Cedar Key and then taking a turn to the north. So it's possible it could gain a little strength in that little brief time if that model is correct. But that model is kind of disagreeing with almost all of the other models, which show it going into the Gulf of Mexico, perhaps gaining strength and then hitting the New Orleans area, which is something we need to really be aware of, especially if you have friends and family up there. All right, first story. There was an accident yesterday on Maricamp Road. A 29-year-old young woman has died from that accident. And our prayers and our thoughts are with the family of Heather Baker. She is the lady. There are others who were in critical condition. Our prayers are with them as well. This was a van carrying developmentally disabled adults. I'll just use the word that's in the news article.
Yeah, it's so sad.
I always say special needs people, but I'll use their words. And I believe they were heading to or coming from ARC. Mm-hmm. Two of the people in the van, including Heather Baker, who died, were supposed to be at their adult day training yesterday, most likely on their way there. So there was a 79-year-old lady apparently in the left turn lane, then re-entered traffic, causing the van to try to avoid a crash and then flipping in the process. And oh my gosh, just a horrible story. So, let's see, what else do we have in the news? Oh, there was a tornado in the Midwest. And let me tell you about this one. Multiple tornadoes hit Indiana and Ohio yesterday, tearing down structures and forcing residents to clean up widespread damage. A state of emergency was declared in Howard County, Indiana. I think that's Kokomo. Mm-hmm. After a large, damaging tornado hit the town of Kokomo, there it is, yesterday afternoon, flattening a Starbucks and causing significant damage to dozens of homes and businesses. So, yeah, wow. Things can change overnight, can't they?
Oh, yeah. It takes an instant. That's all it takes.
My fear of going on a zip line is that I will be too heavy for it.
Oh.
A 59-year-old woman died yesterday after falling from a zip line ride in Lums Pond State Park in Bear, Delaware.
Oh, my gosh.
The woman, whose name was not in the article, fell about 40 feet. The attraction is called Go Ape. Mm-hmm. She was treated at the scene by Newcastle County paramedics before being transported to the hospital where she died. There were not too many other details, but anyway, fell from a zip line.
Wow.
Let's see. There was a story of a 16-year-old young man here in Florida. His name is Sebastian De Leon. He had the brain-eating amoeba, and doctors tried an anti-parasite drug on him, and it successfully killed the amoeba.
Oh, my God. How wonderful is that?
That is wonderful.
How wonderful. Wow.
He contracted the amoeba, which has a weird name. I'm going to take a crack at pronouncing it. Naegleria fowleri. Mm-hmm. Okay. Fowleri, something, forgive me for saying it wrong. I'm sure I did. But anyway, he was swimming on private property in Broward County in early August, and he was diagnosed with the brain-eating amoeba, which kills people. But he was saved through a hunch by a doctor. The doctor had a hunch that maybe an anti-parasite drug that he was familiar with might work. Wow.
Gosh, isn't that something?
This took place at Florida Hospital for Children. Dr. Dennis Hernandez diagnosed him with a migraine, but decided to get the spinal fluid sample from the teen on a hunch. Divine intervention and a gut instinct is what Hernandez says. The doctor said that.
Wow. Gosh. No, you got to give divine intervention, in my opinion.
Sheila Black, a laboratory coordinator, said she needed a second look at DeLeon's spinal fluid under a microscope before spotting the hard-to-pronounce amoeba. But she did say it there. It's rare, but almost always fatal, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Anyway, so now that we know this might work, they're saying they're kind of lucky that it worked. But anyway, if it works, right?
Mm-hmm. It does. It does.
The boy was in a coma for 72 hours. Maybe it was a drug-induced coma. I don't know. But he was awakened and his breathing tube was removed. The teenager was weak but was walking and talking. This according to, I think, the Orlando Sentinel.
Gosh.
Doctors said it was hard to judge his progress because there have been so few survivors. Wow.
Gosh.
A statement from DeLeon's mother, Brunilda Gonzalez, says, "We are so thankful that God has given us the miracle through this medical team and this hospital.
Thank God. Wow. Yeah, God instills passion in everyone, and everybody's passion isn't the same.
This is not the first case of a survival. I guess this goes back to Arkansas. Where Kaylee Hardig was 12 years old, was infected with the parasite at a water park in 2013 and survived after a similar treatment.
Oh my gosh.
Doctors, take note of this one. Take note.
Yeah, especially here in Florida.
Don't.
Mill Dam gets real hot, the water and everything, and that's where the amoebas thrive, we're told. So, wow.
Let's see. Do we have somebody coming on to talk about the national parks? No, I called him yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And he couldn't come on today, right? Okay.
Okay.
Today is the 100th birthday of the National Park Service.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, National Parks.
Happy birthday.
The National Park Service, created by President Woodrow Wilson, was created to preserve and protect the nation's natural wonders. I love our national parks. I love our state parks. Our state does a fabulous job with the parks.
Oh, they do. They're incredible.
The 100th anniversary of the national parks. There's a film, I guess. A filmmaker. Ken Burns calls the film America's Best Idea. Ken Burns.
Ken Burns, yeah. He gets around.
Ken Burns gets around. Britney Spears is the latest celebrity to call attention to the despair of Louisiana flood victims, offering fans a chance to enter to win 2 prizes. Mm-hmm. A trip to New York with tickets to the MTV Video Music Awards. The winner will be announced today. Or the flashy outfit that Spears plans to wear during her VMA performance. The winner will be announced September 1st. You get to win her dress.
Oh my gosh.
Spears is standing up for her native Louisiana. I thought she was from Florida. I guess she's from Louisiana, huh?
Well, people change.
Still staggering after devastating flood last week and left at least 13 people dead, 60,000 homes damaged. The money raised from each $10 raffle ticket will go to the American Red Cross. Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, okay. Now, I was wondering how she was going to bring money into the equation.
I know. The story didn't quite explain that until the very end.
That's right. Common Core.
We got more news that we can comment on the other side of this break.
Nice.
We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Thursday will be partly sunny with a thunderstorm around, only in the morning at the coast, in the afternoon elsewhere, the high 88 to 92. And partly cloudy Thursday night with a late night shower along the coast, low 72 inland, 78 at the coast. For Friday, times of clouds and sunshine with a shower or thunderstorm around, mainly in the afternoon over the interior, the high Friday 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
This is Marion Hammer, past president of NRA. The National Rifle Association has endorsed Dennis Baxley in Senate District 12. We can count on Dennis Baxley to protect our Second Amendment right to own firearms for self-defense and other lawful reasons. Dennis Baxley is the only candidate in this race with a strong, proven record of actively protecting Second Amendment rights. If you value your freedom and your right to own firearms, then vote to protect that freedom. Vote for Dennis Baxley. It's more than guns. It's freedom. And Dennis Baxley will fight to protect your rights. Thank you for listening.
Dennis Baxley, our conservative champion. Paid by Dennis Baxley, Republican for State Senate.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Some would say that this country is in the toilet. Some would even go so far as to say the economy is going down the drain. But we say, if water runs through it, we do it.
Hi, I'm Sean Scott, owner of Mike Scott Plumbing, and I approve this message.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Information now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
We are The Source, WOCA.
12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Nice looking Thursday morning, and the weather looks like it's going to be the same as it's been recently. A little bit less likely of rain today than it's been, although that chance will pick up again on the weekend. So, a week from tomorrow is the first Friday Art Walk.
Yep.
Wow.
It is, isn't it wonderful?
I just love the first Friday Art Walk.
Yeah, me too.
September, right around the corner.
Yep. Nice.
All right, let's see what else we have in the news that we can talk about. Anybody have any opinions on any of these things? If you do, give me a call. Number 622-9622. Melody Ellison, American Girl's newest historical Be Forever doll, hits stores nationwide today.
Oh.
The character, a 9-year-old Detroit girl and aspiring singer who finds her voice amid the civil rights movement in the 1960s, made her debut Saturday in Detroit. The company also released 3 books tied to the doll, written by Denise Lewis Patrick. To ensure local children will be able to read Melody's story and learn the lessons of her books, American Girl donated $100,000 in books, I guess in value of books, right? There's 2 books, No Ordinary Sound and Never Stop Singing, to Detroit's 22 public library branches. So there you go.
Wow. Gosh.
There you go.
My goodness.
The Brazilian Senate begins the last phase of President Dilma Rousseff's impeachment trial today.
Oh, okay.
After she was suspended in May for misleading Brazilians about the economy. Rousseff's accusers say that during the run-up to her 2014 re-election bid, her government failed to make payments on social programs, but claimed the payments were being made. Rousseff has denied any wrongdoing.
Of course.
Let's see, what else do we have here? New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, in a continued effort to protect the Second Amendment, vetoed 2 gun control bills in New Jersey yesterday. The bills were pushed by Democratic lawmakers in New Jersey to implement smart gun technology and raise standards for handgun permits. But Christie vetoed them. Democratic Assemblyman Gordon Johnson called the vetoes shameful. Christie's veto recommended ditching the smart gun initiative and lowering permit standards because, as he told the paper, New Jersey's regulations are already among the most unreasonable and onerous in the country. I don't know much about smart guns, so I have a little piece here. Smart gun technology blocks unauthorized users from firing a weapon, restricting its use to the rightful owner. Gun lobbyists and the NRA have been fighting against this technology, citing the Second Amendment's right to bear arms. What do you think about that one?
Gosh.
There's a part of me that thinks it's a good idea, but I haven't thought about it enough. Maybe I need to.
No, I have to think. I can't just jump in on this.
It's a hard one.
I have to think about it with my own brain, not weigh what other people say. I need to think
Here's
about it with my own brain.
Here's a story that'll make you want it. Okay, a story that'll make you want it. I can think of both sides right now, right? Just off the top of my head. 5-year-old gets daddy's gun. Her life is saved because she couldn't fire it. Okay, smart gun technology works, right?
It does. It does.
Smart gun technology that doesn't work would be it's your husband's gun. Somebody has come in and killed your husband, and now you want to protect yourself, and you can't shoot it.
Right.
So there's the opposite side of that. So I don't know.
Exactly. Responsible gun owners, they do not leave their guns where their children know where they're at. They take care of it. So, it all is up to the gun owner, in my opinion.
Everything we talk about on this half hour is up for opinion. If you want to call in, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
The number is 622-9622.
Ours were always away from the children. There were guns every day.
You guys had a lot of guns, too.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Ed. I knew something had happened in front of the high school, but I didn't know what. It was at that point already over when I called in the information. But
yeah, thank you for doing that, John.
It must have been serious, and it turned out it was.
Absolutely serious. Yes. Thank you for calling it in too. By the way. Yeah.
Okay. Have a good morning. Such that it is.
Thank you, Jim. Jim had a story yesterday. He was on an Amtrak train in a roomette.
Oh, how cool.
I can't stop thinking about that.
How cool.
This is my dream. My dream is to take an Amtrak train on a roomette to the Bronx. I don't want to take a 3-day trip. That just seems too much.
Yeah.
But I think it's an 18-hour trip from here to New York.
Yeah, I can handle that.
Florida Governor Rick Scott yesterday said the federal government has so far not delivered all the Zika antibody tests and laboratory support he has requested as the state battles the spread of the disease or of the virus. The complaint comes as Zika cases mount in some of the most popular tourist destinations in the state. Yesterday, the Florida Department of Health reported a second non-travel related case of Zika in Palm Beach County, bringing the state's total to 43 cases. That followed Tuesday's announcement of Florida's first case of Zika transmitted by mosquitoes in Pinellas County, which is 265 miles from the only place they said we had it in this state.
I had a mosquito fly in my house last night. He didn't live long. No.
California lawmakers have voted to extend the state's landmark climate change law by another 10 years, resisting fierce opposition from oil companies and other business interests to keep the program alive at least through 2030. Democratic Governor Jerry Brown, a strong advocate of the state's climate initiatives, has said he'll sign the bill when it comes to his desk.
Okay.
Continuing on a local issue that is popping up on the Facebook and all that is based on the letter that school board member Nancy Stacy sent out indicating that she felt that school superintendent George Tommen's administration had falsified graduation numbers, claiming that the students who dropped out, actually went on to do homeschooling, which would enable the numbers to be bolstered to make it look like it was they were graduated. They had graduated. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Instead of dropping out, giving us some good-looking numbers, and she says the numbers don't accurately reflect the truth about the school system in Marion County, and that we actually had very, very poor graduation numbers. And the argument is on Facebook is that, well, if we have poor graduation numbers and the only people we have to blame is the school board,
all of the school board,
then did Nancy Stacy shoot herself in the foot with that letter?
Right.
Did she? Did she, by pointing out what she thought was a way to support her candidate, I'm just telling you what they're saying on Facebook.
Exactly, that's what she did.
Did she inadvertently say, we as a school board have failed?
Right.
And Tommen's administration was actually trying to cover up for our failure. So it's an interesting, and I didn't think we had a mudslinging campaign this year, but we do.
Yeah, we sure
locally.
do.
Oh, we got a few of them. Got a few of them in the county commission, a few of them, I guess, on the school board. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Larry and Robin. You guys are talk show hosts, and you get to hear everybody else's opinions. I was going to ask you, your opinions, if you didn't mind. Larry,
Go ahead.
you brought up the state and federal parks earlier. I wonder, are you and or is Robin in favor of private corporations drilling for oil and natural gas, or even selling the state or federal parks to oil companies and natural gas companies to own them? I'll hang up and listen. I would not personally be, but I wonder what you would take on that.
Okay, thank you for the call.
All right, thanks, guys. Yes.
Well, again, you're asking a topic that I don't know much about, so I'll just tell you what I think. I think that if those who are smarter than me look at this and say it can be done safely, it can be done. I don't want to wreck the environment.
No.
Okay, so that's number one. But if it can be done in a way that does not interfere with the environment, I would trust other people who were in charge to say, okay, it passes the test. I would like, somebody who's opposed to it would be the perfect person to be on the board who makes the decision as to whether it should happen or not.
Yeah.
Not because they should automatically say no to it, but rather say, okay, I'm really opposed to this. If you're going to be fracking in Yellowstone National Park, for example, are you going to ruin what's underneath it and cause some kind of a catastrophic event?
Yes.
Well, really do the research and figure it out, and don't let politics push you one way or the other. Don't let politics make your decisions. Let smart science make your decisions.
Exactly.
And so for a talk show host to just say, no, I'm against it or I'm for it, would be irresponsible, I guess.
Sure it would.
Because how would I even have a clue? If I'll put it in my own backyard, literally, if the city of Ocala said they wanted to drill in my backyard and they'd pay me off somehow, I would say, well, wait a minute. Is that money going to be worth it if my house is going to fall into a sinkhole?
Exactly.
No. But if scientists can assure me absolutely not, your house is going to be fine, there's some oil under your house, we would like to get it, we'll give you a piece of the money, then I would say, okay, you guys are sure, okay.
That's right, sign this paper.
So I think the answer, Mark, really is kind of hard for us because, we talk into a microphone.
Yeah, have to do research, but you got to do research about it and weigh all the odds. So the same thing for the parks to make sure the ecosystem and the environment isn't upheavaled.
When you get tech support, you always are trusting the person on the other end.
Yes.
Well, apparently Attorney General Pam Bondi obtained a court order to shut down a tech support company, alleging that they were deceiving customers out of more than $25 million.
Oh my gosh.
Right here in Florida.
Who is it? Do we know?
It's called Client Care Experts, also known as First Choice Tech Support LLC.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. There are now 247 people confirmed killed in the quake which hit central Italy. There are rescue workers searching through the ruins, one of the hardest hit towns.
Amatrice is a holiday town. Some of these houses and apartments are only occupied for a few weeks every summer. This was the worst possible time for an earthquake to strike. Because the rescue workers can't be sure whether the buildings were occupied or empty, it could be days or weeks before we know the final death toll.
Ian Woods with Fox Sister Network Sky News. An attack on the American University in Afghanistan leaves at least a dozen people dead, including 7 students.
Now, witnesses say the gunman entered into the university despite tight security measures, which include armed guards and watchtowers.
Cheryl Casoni with the Fox Business Network. And the company under fire for severe EpiPen price hikes, now saying it'll expand programs that lower out-of-pocket costs by as much as half. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Cool. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the